Hello guys, and welcome to this webinar to discuss if we have one technology of 3D printing that is better than the others for dentistry, or if we have differences between those technologies in regard to the clinical results. So let's see what the literature is saying about the different 3D printing technologies that we have available. So the first article of today is from Moon and collaborators, published in the Materials journal, and they compared DLP and LCD technologies, right? If you guys don't know what are those technologies, it's recommended for you guys to review articles or even a textbook of 3D printing to understand exactly how those technologies work, okay? So they found here that the DLP 3D printer was producing the restorations with higher trueness. So the DLP technology outperformed the LCD technology in this paper for the fabrication of restorations. However, we also need to take into consideration that a very good brand of DLP 3D printers was used here, and that's the NextDent. So it's a very well-known 3D printer, and this should be taken into consideration. The second article of today was published in the European Oral Research by Farouk Amir and collaborators, and they compared the DLP with the Polyjet technology for dental casts, for 3D printed dental models. And although the Polyjet technology is the technology of the Stratasys 3D printer, which is usually considered as a control value for the studies, they found that the DLP 3D printed models had higher accuracy and less deviations than the Polyjet 3D printed models. So that's another article stating results in favor of the DLP. The third article of today, however, is saying the opposite. So that's an article from Zinellis and collaborators, published in the Orthodontics and Craniofacial Research in 2021. And they compared LCD and DLP technologies, and they found that the orthodontic aligners 3D printed with the LCD technology outperform the ones 3D printed with the DLP technology in regard to the mechanical resistance, right? So at least this is one article in favor of the LCD technology, but again, different brands were compared here, and there were even differences among the brands of each technology. So we also needed to consider the resolution of those 3D printers and so on. And the fourth article of today is an article from Alzit and collaborators, published in the Journal of Dentistry in 2022. And they found that the technology, they compared different technologies, including the filament 3D printer for CAD/CAM surgical guides, and they found that the technology has a limited impact in the accuracy of those 3D printed surgical guides. Okay, they found some differences, but the main differences were between small and large surgical guides. So the extension of the surgical guide was affecting the results, but the technology had a limited impact on those results. So if we take our clinical experience along with those results from the literature, we can conclude that the brands also affect the results. The resolution of each 3D printer should be taken into consideration, and most of the 3D printers available that are analyzed by the articles are actually reasonable to offer clinically acceptable results. So those were the articles of today, and see you guys in the next webinar.